Okay. We are having fun with a 308 today, guys. This is the AARS AARS. We'll go about a few things that are different, but the main thing is it's a small frame. So it may look like a different AR-10 to you because it is a different, and it's got a couple different things as well. Besides just the small frame, we have a piston-driven system. So we're supposed to be cleaner and cooler, and we're gonna test those things out today. But then one of my favorite features that I just wanna jump into right off the bat, check out this bolt catch. I'm gonna drop my magazine, and I'm gonna hold it up right here, and I can hold that up, and then I can just slap the mag in and drop it in. And so I ran out the other day while I was trying to zero, and instead of loading a magazine, it was really easy to single load this when the empty mag was in, and then just drop it. So kind of neat. I like that feature, but let's keep going. So on the right here, I have a Pimento State Armory G310, so it's AR-10. And then on the left, of course, the AARS AARS. So this small frame receiver, if we line up these lock plates, yes, I know that scope's in between it, but it would be about there. You can see, hopefully, it's about 3/8 to a ½ inch shorter. So everything on this end of the magazine well is going to be AR-15 sized, where a lot of AR-10s, the whole thing is just scaled up for the AR-10 bolt, but you're gonna have a smaller, lighter, and more compact package out of this small frame. You can see the difference, where this one is obviously the piston one for the AARS, and yeah, you're almost a ½ inch shorter. That means parts aren't as compatible to swap. It's more proprietary, but you have that advantage of that smaller system. And when you're putting a piston system on it as well, that's what we're going to test in a second, is how much cooler it will actually run. What I like about it though is it is a 5-position selector, so you can go from 100% to off, and that's great for tuning ammo and also suppressors. So you may have an overgas system. I can just take a bullet casing and poke that selector and move it from one way to the other. This is what came with it, is the Rise Armament trigger. It's light, but it's not the most crisp, and it has enough creep that you think, is that just a very light 2-stage? Or at least it's light, so it does have that. A surprising feature I found was this cool looking buttstock. It's actually a Chris, as well as the flip up sights that came on the rifle. I guess it's because it's the weight of a regular AR-15 for a 5.56, because it's at 7.8 pounds. And so when you shoot a 308 that's only 7.8 pounds, it's like, oh man, this thing's kind of violent. So I put our Valenti Design tank brake on it, and that's been very pleasant. And I also switched what felt like a carbine buffer. It was at 2.9 ounces with the H2. With all that, let's see how accurate it is. So topped off our AARS rifle here is the Accufire Prospectus Atro 2.5 by 20X. The reticle is pretty clean, and we have this trigger cam on loan from Cat Till's channel, so we can check it out so you can see it. So instead of me talking about it, you just get to see it. Boy, you eliminate that one, you have just a little over a ½ inch group. So that's pretty good, acceptable. Now I want to see how cool the thing runs. We took the handguards off so we can take some accurate measurements of temperature reading. We have a direct impingement right here. They are the same length gas system, but this is a direct impingement gas system by Pimento State Armory. This is our AARS small frame. Instead of shooting hot gas into your chamber to reciprocate your bolt and help it unlock, you have this piston here. And so gas goes no further than right here. It actually bleeds off. You can see this little port. So anything extra just gets kicked out of the handguard, and this operating rod will start to unlock our bolt and cycle the chamber. Where that helps a lot is keeping your Action 1 cooler, but 2 cleaner. And I've noticed that a lot on my ARs because I shoot suppressed a lot. And if I don't maintain that, even if I shoot just 100 rounds and I put it up, in a few weeks, I could go to charge the rifle and I can't. It'll be locked up, and I'll have to like mortar the joker to get it back open again. That carbon lock is a real thing. So the test will be shooting 100 rounds of that Bullets First ammo from our friends over at theamericanmarksman.com. And we need a target, so we'll see if we can shoot down this old dead tree. All right, so then we're gonna see check the temperatures mag after mag so we can compare them. So ambient temperature, out of the sun at least, is around 77 degrees. We're going with the Pimento State Armory direct impingement gun first because Adam's arms is still warm from earlier. I'm already spoiled to the Adam's arms bolt catch, and I'm like, it's not here. All right, 20 rounds of this PSA one. That was 20? 170 degrees at the gas port, 90 at the chamber, 88 on the bolt now, 89, 21 and up. I'm starting to think that tree may not hold up to all 200 rounds today. 251 at the gas blocks, mark that for chamber 101.6. I had a 97.5. 299 at the gas port, 113, 104 at the bolt after 60 rounds. Holy smokes, 338 degrees at that gas block is at 109. So after 100 rounds of ammo, the M80 ammo from our friends over at The American Marksman who let me do stuff like this, we're hovering at 400 around where we hit it. 130 degrees at the barrel, 116, 158. We had a flash of 158, but for the most part, we're looking about 135 degrees. All right, 110 at the bolt. Now, let's see how much cooler our piston system runs and when that tree's gonna fall. But you gotta see this other side. We probably shouldn't walk underneath it. We have a huge gaping hole. Maybe I'll put the GoPro on this side this time. No, I'll probably lose another camera. But we're totally gonna take out this side of the tree with the other rifle. That is awesome. Let's see how much cooler it runs. 0 to 20 right here. With a high of 165. 159 at the chamber. The bolt's only 84 degrees. That was the top measurement, is 84 on the bolt. It only rose like 4 degrees from where we started. That's pretty cool. Oh, here we go. Tree's going bye-bye. Bye-bye, tree. Bye-bye, tree. That was awesome. That was perfect. Okay, but before it cools too much, we gotta see how cool our gun is running. 260 degrees on the gas block. We had a 199 on the chamber for a second. The bolt itself, oh my gosh. If we round up, it's 86 degrees. That's pretty stinking cool. 330 was the top. Only getting 242 right now. 89 to 80 degrees. So the bolt's only raising about 4 degrees every 20 rounds. That's pretty cool. I saw 380 on the gas block. I have 275 on the chamber, 90 degrees, because I'm bouncing around from 91 to 88. 430 on the gas block. So we're talking 260 to 300 on the chamber. For the most part, everything's under 100. 100. I saw 100 for half a second. But for the most part, we're running 91 degrees. Not bad. I'm getting about 130, 140 on the throat itself. Oh, I got 160 for a second from this angle. Our bolt was 116 degrees from last time, and now we're barely over 100. So I say that's a pretty good, and at 100 degrees, I can hold the bolt just fine. So that's pretty cool, and I'd say those claims are good, that it runs cooler. So that wraps it up for our Adams Arms P2 small frame rifle. You can go check them out more at the Adams Arms website, because they even have them in 6.5 Creedmoor, because of course it's just a small frame 308. What we did find out, of course, is that we had a measurable heat difference between a direct impingement and the piston system. Besides it staying cooler, the staying cleaner, that's where it's really gonna be the game changer if your rifle works, you know, versus when it's carbon locked, because I've had that when it doesn't. So thanks for coming by today, guys. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
Did you see that?
I came in like a wrecking ball. Oh, perfect!
Yeah!